Excess fat around the hips and thighs is a very common problem, especially for women. While men are more likely to store fat around their stomachs, women are more likely to store fat around their thighs, their pelvic region, and their hips. This female preferential fat storage pattern is believed to be caused by higher estrogen levels in women, leading to more subcutaneous fat storage, or in other words, more fat stored under the skin in areas like your thighs, rather than visceral fat storage, which is fat stored around the stomach area and the organs. Unfortunately, even though visceral fat is more dangerous for your health, if you continue accumulating more subcutaneous fat around your lower body, it can lead to aesthetic issues like the development of cellulite and an overall pear-shaped body. So today I want to go over the 5 key steps that you could take to help reduce the fat around your thighs. And the first step is to stop focusing specifically on losing thigh fat and instead shift your focus to losing overall body fat. So many women go to the gym and try to do thigh toning exercises that they found online, hoping that doing a thigh workout will help slim up their lower bodies. However, even though there are certain exercises that will help improve the shape of your lower body, which I'll get into in a second, none of these exercises will help burn the fat directly off the thighs. Instead, the fat will only come off your thighs as you lower your overall body fat percentage. And the number one way to do that is via diet. But you definitely don't want to go down the traditional dieting route of simply aiming to eat less calories. A common starting point is, for example, to eat 500 less calories per day and reduce calories more over time. This eat less and less approach is something that I've seen over and over again, particularly with female clients. But the problem is, even if you're eating less calories, if those calories are still coming from sources that are either processed, high in fat or sugar, then you're more likely to create insulin resistance, which will physically prevent fat loss. And instead of burning that extra 500 calories per day, your body will just slow down its metabolism to make up for those missing calories. So instead of just tracking calories, it's very important to also know your macros, and you want to fill those macros with the fresh whole foods that don't come in a box and are usually made out of just one single ingredient, like salmon, avocados, rice, or eggs. To easily find out your macros, you can click the link for the calculator below, but keep in mind that you will have to readjust these numbers as you burn fat and as your body adapts to the amount of calories that you're taking in on a daily basis. Now, once you have your macros, a great way to prevent your metabolism from slowing down as much is to cycle your calories and macros. Not only does this help keep your metabolism elevated, but for many people, it may also help you avoid binging, since cycling your calories naturally incorporates days where you'll be allowed to eat more food, helping you feel more satisfied while still burning fat. For women that struggle with thigh fat in particular, it's very important that you're not constantly yo-yo dieting, because you'll never be able to stick to your diet long enough to tap into that stored fat in your thighs. And every time that you quit, it'll cause you to progressively gain more and more fat around your thighs. This is one of the main drawbacks of your body preferentially storing fat in your lower body first, while preferentially burning the fat from that same area last. So instead of going down the calorie restriction route, one of the best ways to start calorie cycling is by simply dropping your calories a little more aggressively at first, by let's say something like 30% from maintenance for 2 weeks, and then you would bring your calories back up to maintenance levels for 2 weeks. Research shows that this 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off dieting approach can help lead to more fat loss while being more sustainable and less likely to result in metabolic slowdown. Now, keep in mind, while you cycle your calories, you want to mostly cycle the amount of carbs or fats that you're having per day, while keeping protein consistent at about 0.73 grams of protein per pound of body weight. This is so important because not getting enough protein is another major issue that many women run into, so make sure that you're doing that to take advantage of the muscle building, appetite controlling, and the metabolic boosting effects that come with eating a higher protein diet. Now, as you burn away the fat, underneath that fat, I'm sure you're hoping to find some perfectly round glutes and some slender toned legs. But the only way to ensure that you have a toned lower body is by following step 2, which is to focus on getting stronger with weight training. And I know that many women are terrified of using weights because they're afraid of bulking up. However, the science shows that lifting weights is the very thing that actually helps women get the defined bodies that they want. It also helps funnel the protein, carbs, and fats that you're eating towards rebuilding your muscles instead of towards fat storage. Another benefit of building more muscle is that it helps elevate your metabolism, which is the key to actually keeping the fat off in the long run. Lastly, even though we can't target the fat sitting on top of your thighs, we can target the muscles like the glutes, quads, and hamstrings themselves to improve the shape of those muscles. So I'm going to give you 3 of the best exercises that you can do to start developing your glutes and your thighs. Starting first with deep squats. Deep squats are excellent at really stretching and challenging the glutes and the hamstrings more than regular parallel squats. But keep in mind, if your knees bother you or if you're a beginner, then squatting to parallel is still extremely effective as well. So to begin, you'll want to first unrack a barbell with the barbell resting on your traps, and then spread your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart while slightly rotating your feet outward. Before lowering yourself down, make sure that your chest is up, pointing straight ahead, and that you're maintaining that neutral curve in your lower back. Then take a deep breath and hold it as you drive your hips back, bend your knees, and lower yourself down while making sure to keep your weight over the midline of your foot. Squat down until your hips are a little under parallel with your knees, and then drive through the middle of your foot, extend your knees, and come back up. Then repeat for reps. Next, we have walking lunges. These are amazing at toning up the legs, especially with posterior muscles like the glutes and hamstrings. Start by grabbing 2 dumbbells, then take a big step forward and plant your front foot flat on the ground while coming up on your toes with your back foot. When doing this, keep in mind that from a front angle, your feet should still be about hip width apart. You shouldn't be trying to keep them in a straight line, and they definitely shouldn't be crossing over. Once you're in the proper starting position, lower yourself down by bending both knees and dropping your back knee straight down. Then stand back up and step forward on the other side for your next lunge, alternating back and forth for reps as you walk. While doing this, something to keep in mind is if from a side angle, you're creating more of a triangle in between your legs instead of what looks like a rectangle, or if your front knee is passing over your toes, then that means that your feet are too close and you need to have a longer stride length by stepping further away from your back foot as you do your reps. Now, the third exercise that's awesome for the thighs is step-ups. To perform step-ups, you'll simply get a platform that's about knee level. You'll grab 2 dumbbells to make the exercise more challenging, and then you'll plant 1 foot flat on top of the platform. Then kick off your back foot as you drive down with your front leg and stand straight up. After that, lower yourself back down and repeat all your reps on one side before switching to the other. Also, if you want to challenge your glutes more with this exercise, then point your back toe up before each rep to take your back calf out of the movement. Now, if you simply do 3 to 4 sets of each exercise with a challenging weight, it should be enough to already get quite a good leg workout. But even if you don't have access to weights and you just do this at home with just your body weight, by incorporating more sets and reps, it can still go a long way in regard to enhancing the muscle tone on your thighs. Also keep in mind that even if your main goal is to improve your lower body, you should still also work the rest of your body with weights throughout the week to ensure that you develop a proportional figure while still optimizing your lean body mass and metabolism. Finally, the last step that you can choose to take after you have your diet and your weight training already squared away is cardio. Now, cardio can help you burn some extra fat, but I purposely saved this for last because most women are already doing way too much cardio and not enough weight training. Even though cardio can help you burn fat, if your training plan is all cardio and no weight training, you can bet that you're going to sacrifice some muscle mass and your metabolism will drop, especially if you're coupling that with cutting calories. It's much better to just focus on burning fat with your diet, and to get the best results, you want to save cardio for when you hit a plateau and can't seem to burn any more fat. Another good time to add cardio is after you've already substantially dropped your calorie intake and you don't want to continue dropping your calories any further. Also, if you're adding in cardio, you want to add it in slowly. So add 1 cardio session for the week and see how it goes. If it helps you break through your plateau, then don't add any more cardio sessions unless you plateau and get stuck again. Now, if instead you add a bunch of cardio all at once and you overdo it, your body will adapt and start burning less calories from your cardio sessions. You may also find yourself getting hungrier and taking those calories right back in by eating more food. And on top of all that, too much cardio will tire you out, preventing you from being able to perform optimally during your weight training workouts. The bottom line is, don't be a cardio queen and instead add cardio in slowly. I recommend that you also stick to high intensity interval training where you alternate between short 15 to 60-second burst rounds of intense aerobic exercises like sprints, medicine ball slams, or burpees, and then combine that with less intense recovery periods in between. So for example, walking for 15 to 60 seconds in between each sprint. Performing cardio like this will help you burn more calories in a shorter amount of time than typical steady state cardio exercises like running on a treadmill, for example. That about wraps it up, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. Also, if you don't feel like going through the trial and error that's usually required to figure out exactly how to customize your own diet and workout plan, and you want to avoid the plateaus that come with your metabolism constantly slowing down, then check out my 6-week challenge. It lets you skip all that guesswork since it comes with a 3-phase diet plan that's based on your body, and that plan can be customized to your dieting preferences. We provide intermittent fasting plans, keto plans, 1 meal a day plans, and vegetarian plans, just to name a few. You'll also get a 42-day workout plan, a recipe book, and an accountability coach to help answer any questions that might come up 24/7. And the best part is, as long as you stick to the plan for the 6 weeks, not only will you lose a whole lot of thigh fat as well as overall body fat, but you'll also get the whole program for free. To find out more, click the link below in the description, or you could visit my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.